of course, PBSP, 50 years. Where will PBSP be? Or where do you want PBSP
PBSP.
PBSP to be 50 years from now? Of course, it's way far ahead. But how do you want things to change or evolve in the next decade, the next 2 decades, and so on down the line? Let's start off with you, Mr. Lito, and then Mr. Ray, then Mr. Pangilinan.
Well, as we said at the beginning, the vision of PBSP has not changed, which is to alleviate poverty in the country. What has changed is the context. And so with that, I think in the next years, in the next even 50 years, PBSP will have to look at the new context with which it could make a difference in our society and make a difference in terms of alleviating poverty. Maybe it should focus on a different set of groups. Maybe it should focus on a different geographic location where poverty is more pronounced than in previous times that it has been in existence. So, and then we should go beyond Philippines maybe in terms of tapping donors. And we have been successful, for example, in getting global grants for tuberculosis. And this is, with this track record, I think we can go outside again and in probably at a bigger scale in order to make a significant improvement in the lives of Filipinos.
Okay, Mr. Laguda, sir.
Yeah, so this pandemic has shown that plans can be, thrown outside the window and things can just change overnight.
Yes, certainly.
Similar to business organizations, I'd like to see that we are able to provide opportunities for our people to also to become more agile, to become more adaptive, because I think the new normal will be characterized by a consistently, rapidly changing environment. I think that is now the new normal for everyone. And there are people who are not able to cope, and these are the people that we focus on. And I think when we talk about resilience and we talk about reducing poverty, it is giving them the capacity to actually to be agile and adapt. And we hope that the next 50 years, God willing, I think is that we continue to leverage on the power of the collective, because I think it is when we work as a group that we can really address a lot of these wicked problems.
Okay, Mr. Pangilinan, sir.
Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations, men and women of PBSP for having survived the first 50 years. As Ray said, looking forward to the next 50 years. I won't be here, I think, for those next 50 years. But, when I look back on that date when PBSP was established, it was built on this very simple premise, that the interest of business and the interest of society intersect. So that was an early awareness of CSR, the corporate social responsibility, perhaps defined in a different way, but when you get down to the nub of that premise, it is really both intersecting, and that should express itself in the fact that beyond the traditional role of business, supply goods and services for a profit, there's a bigger commitment to society that must be, imbibed by business itself, and that the ultimate test of the efficiency of a business or a corporation is how well it has improved the lives of people. If we can say that lives have improved from the time we started till the time that we celebrating now, then we have done a good job. If I may recall what John F. Kennedy said many, many years ago, and we should keep this to heart, including all of our leaders, commercial, business, political, when Kennedy said, if a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich.